Grim bloke. Yeah. And then, yeah, bro. Yeah. You bruv. In it. Grim bloke. Let me tell you about this one time. I went through a porthole and snuck into the North Pole and got picked up in a Hyperborean DeLorean. They said they knew I was a Webster Merriam historian, master the numerical Gregorian, the hysterical mystic, no more than a Pythagoreans, conspiracy theory Ethereum in the etheric fear realm. I thought they were gonna take me to the crematorium in their Hyperborean DeLorean.
What's up, everybody?
Tested me on my Sumerian, Shakespearean, knew I was a numerical vegetarian, Aquarian, that I knew about the Tartarians, barbarians, Mars radium, aliens. Salt of the earth, solution Selenian. Spent the night in a Hyperborean chamber. I looked around and thought, bruv, who hired the painter?
Thanks for hanging out.
Hyperborean memoriam, auditorium, all cause I got picked up in the Hyperborean DeLorean. Introducing. All love. Jack Ruff. Yeah.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Invisible diamond minerals, crystalline and swimming pools, interdimensional realms of scrapping Catherine, and Bahamas, Azores, Atlantis shores, mountains, temples, marble floors, sea floors, treasure and cities lost. Yeah, bruv, in it. Oh, sphinxes, pyramids and minotaurs, fruit grown in grove luxuriant. In it. Inhabitants intelligent, closest seen to perfection.
We will be getting started shortly.
Heaven to them, polar aurora, horizon beyond them. Flats and sky, lake of fire, core and flora, above bright comets, tornadoes, turbulence, not prohibition, more. Not forbidden, thought expansive, places massive. In it. Yeah, bruv. In it. Oh. Just hanging around.
Can I get a thumbs up in the chat? I want to make sure you guys can hear us okay.
Yeah. Telling stories in the Hyperborean DeLorean. Grim bloke. Jack bruv. In it. Just hanging out around. Oh, Jack bro. 888892. If you didn't know, now you're forever.
Thank you, everybody. Gonna be a good one, guys. Thank you, John. Salute everybody.
Just hanging around. Jack, bruv.
Welcome back, ballers, to another episode of Eye to Eye with AJ, Rambo, and Cody. Episode 18, I believe it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hello, Rambo. Hello, Cody. How are you, my friends?
I'm good, and hope you're well. Hope Cody's doing well as well.
Right back at you.
I'm also good, and thank you, Rambo. I'm doing well, and hope you're also well. And thanks to you, AJ and Rambo, again, and thanks to everyone in the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, everybody. John, the Enthused Dreams, Mr. S, Bob, Coffee Girl, Maggie. We got a lot of people already jumping in. As I expected, it's not every day you get news like Charlie Kirk the day after, our weekly stream. And my goodness, I feel like 3 weeks have gone by since I last seen you guys just because of so many different theories surrounding that story. But shout out to both of you guys for doing phenomenal work. Rambo on your Patreon. I was watching it earlier today, walking Cooper, and it just wow. Cody, you as well, your stuff on the fire themes, and I'll make sure to go back and watch your live right before this one. So I appreciate you bringing the troops over for this collaboration. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. So let's just knock out some intros really quick, and then we're going to kick off with a small little guest appearance. Rambo, please let the audience know where people can find and support your work, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the kind words that you opened up with. Yes, I can be found on Patreon, patreon.com. decode.com/thetruthcodes. It's one tier, $5 a month, and you have access to the Codebreaker community Discord. And there are very brilliant minds on the Discord. So it's not just my decodes on the Discord server. You'll get a lot of great decodes and information from other patrons that they share. It's just so you have access to that as well for $5 a month. You can join for free. There's a little bit of subject matter for free, but I'm also on Instagram.com/thetruthcodes. I think I just uploaded an NFL decode on Instagram this morning. Yeah.
Fantastic. I haven't had a chance to see it. I will definitely be looking into that. And I always admire you, Rambo, for, giving credit where it's due. I know that at least 1 or 2 different shout outs you gave to your Patreon in the Discord that helped you further elevate the work. And I can't wait to get into that piece. So yeah, you guys, $5 a month, best deal in the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, Rambo. And Cody, please let the audience know where people can find you and support you.
Yeah. So you guys can find me on YouTube at Decoding with Cody, as on the screen there. And also on Instagram and Twitter, I have a handle which I don't use so much, but also I have a buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/decoding with Cody. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And I know a lot of people are coming over just from my stream a little bit ago. So hello again to everyone who was over there. So.
Absolutely, Cody. Thank you again so much. Always a pleasure to have both of you guys with me every week. We're going to dive into a lot of stuff today. For those that don't know me, AJ, Balll Don't Lie, 3 L's in Ball. Got some books I've written over the years. You guys can email me for free copies of those at wordplaybook3osinbook@gmail.com. So without further ado, like I said, a lot to dive into, but I would like to introduce a guest for the opening minutes of today's show. His name is Mike. He goes by Scripted Reality. I will allow him to introduce himself. He's in the back room. We will be bringing him on. You guys can find him on Instagram. He also has his own Patreon. The link is in the screenshot here as well. Scripted_reality169. Mike, my friend, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're good to go. So I'm going to give you the floor, Mike. Please introduce yourself, and let's dive right into the gem that you shared with me last night, because I was looking all day today, and I haven't seen anybody talk about this one. So you have the floor, my friend.
Yeah. So my name's Mike, and like AJ just said, that's my Instagram handle right on the screen. And yeah, I've been like decoding and into the gematria world for like the last couple of years, just as like a small introduction to myself. And yeah, so about the whole Charlie Kirk thing and the whole gem that AJ is referring to, a couple nights ago I was just scrolling my phone, scrolling through reels, and in the background I hear this commercial talking about somebody faking his death, and so I rewound it, and it was this commercial by PNC Bank. And yeah, I mean AJ will play it for you guys. Like I don't need to explain exactly what it is, because it's gonna show for itself. But I want you guys to really pay attention to how the woman in the video has 2 kids that she's at the grave with, and obviously Charlie Kirk had 2 kids as well. And she basically goes up to the grave and tells her children that their dad faked their death. And AJ, I don't know if you want to play the video first and then show the tweet, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. We'll start with just the commercial, and then
Okay.
We'll share some of the back end context, because then you can explain how you were able to very quickly show how much this was directly aligned with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
So let me oh shoot. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. Okay, hold on, you guys. I just accidentally hit the exit button. I am so sorry. I was so excited. I had this open up the whole time. So okay, here we go. It's in my safe. We got it. We're good. We're good. Just give me a second. Thank you all for your patience. I can't believe I got this figured out yet. What's going on? Why can't I do this? Okay, this is starting to annoy me now. I'm hitting share screen, and then it won't give me the option to choose any screen. It's like the universe is working against me.
You can use specific tabs. That's what I usually do. I open up 2 different tabs, and then you just share one tab, so people don't have to see. Or I don't know what you're doing back there, but that's usually what I do.
I'm hitting present, and then I hit share screen, and then it doesn't even give me an option to choose anything. So that's what's yeah. The enthuse. Yeah, I'm under pressure. I was so excited about this. I have the tab open. I'm gonna figure this out. Hold on a quick second.
They took the option away from you because they don't want people to see this commercial.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe StreamYard's in on it as well. Yeah, who knows, Luge? Maybe it is witchcraft. Just bear with me, you guys. It'll be worth the wait, I promise. Because I don't see any past requests for me to share screen. Let me remove myself and see if I can get back. Okay, back there. What the? Okay, this is getting weird. Because now if I want... Okay, hey, Kodi, let's do this, man. Are you okay with me passing the screen off to you? I'm going to message you the link to this to this commercial in Discord.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't mind just pulling it up, I just sent it to you. And then I am going to... And then if you can just request... Yeah. And then if you can just request to share your screen, and then I should get that coming through. I can't believe...
Hold on.
You guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah. John agrees. Dave agrees.
All right. Let me share this. I'm almost got it here. Okay.
All right. At least I got your request. Cool. Okay. All right. Thank you, Kodi, for stepping in and helping with that. So that is the video. You can probably hit full screen. The commercial is only like 30 seconds. So let's make sure we just pay attention. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to figure out how I can get my slides back. But yeah, let's dive into the commercial.
All right. Can you guys hear it first off?
Yes. Wait.
No.
No, I can't hear it. Here we go. Here comes the fuckery. Oh,
see, that's the problem. Is sometimes I don't get sound to come through on this thing, man. It does that.
Well. It's happening.
If you had a link to the bank has a commercial on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's a way to access their...
I mean, we have it here. Kodi, let's try this one more time. If you look really closely, when you hit share screen, when you select the tab, there's a little button at the bottom right corner that will, it's like a little tab that'll say, do you want to include the audio?
Yeah, I know. I hit that, but let me try this again here. I see that, but it's not letting me. Oh my. Share screen.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Yep,
Okay.
something happened. Let's see. Okay, let's try
All
this
right,
again.
try it. I'm gonna try it again. I'm just gonna. Can you guys see the screen?
We can see the screen. Yeah, let's just try it without full screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it and we'll see if
Why
it
don't
sounds.
you bring flowers like a normal person?
I can hear
It's
it.
your father's favorite casserole.
You can hear it.
We can hear it. Yeah. So let's run it
All right.
from the top.
Let me
All
go.
right, here
let me
we go.
go full screen and I'll try it again.
All right.
Why don't you bring flowers
We're
like
good,
a
we're good.
normal person? It's your father's favorite casserole.
Who even eats it anyways?
I've been meaning to tell you. Your father's alive.
What?
We figured out how to pay for school. Dad faked his death so his art would skyrocket in value.
He's been down there for months.
Had to lay low while I sold all the paintings. Hi, babe. I told the kids. Say hi.
Hi, Dad.
We're so happy you're alive. Or we could look at a few different savings options.
I've been dying to see some options.
The right money moves aren't as dramatic as you think.
So,
Oh my God.
so now that in and of itself, you're probably thinking like, oh, it's just like a random commercial. They were probably trying to just make a funny joke. Now, a quick Google search of Charlie Kirk's connection to PNC Bank, and right away, it'll pull up the tweet that Charlie Kirk tweeted out. It was back in 2023, like March of 2023, and it. AJ, if you could, I don't know if you figured out how to pull back the.
I'm
the
still
slides up.
I'm still working on it. I could speak to it. I don't know if there's like a tab behind one of my windows or something. This is yet to happen to me. So maybe that's the result of trying to share some juice here.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
But I mean, what I saw my slides in front of me, just so you guys know, this commercial was published. And KODI, I think if you scroll down just a little bit, I think it'll show the details about this commercial.
It was published 2 days before the shooting, literally less than 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died. Quote unquote died.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Codes. Yeah, now he's
there it is.
Tweet. So Mike, how were you able to find this tweet?
I literally Google searched right after I saw the commercial, Charlie Kirk, PNC Bank, Google search, and this is the first thing that popped up was the link that brought me to Twitter, and then you click on it and like there it is, lo and behold, like hey PNC Bank, and he's calling out PNC Bank for I guess back in 2023 they shut down Donald Trump's bank account for whatever reason. I haven't had the time to actually look into what he's actually, what actually happened here with them shutting down Trump's bank account. But I mean, what are the odds that that this guy calls out PNC Bank and less than 48 hours after he died, they post this commercial of a mom with her 2 children, and Charlie Kirk had 2 children, and they're going up to their father's gravesite, and she's telling her children that their father faked his own death. When all of this information that's been out about Charlie Kirk and it has everybody questioning what really happened here, and there's this commercial and there's this tweets and there's some other stuff that I found with this PNC Bank and the CEO of the bank and how it connects to Kirk as well. I don't know if you want to get into that now or if you guys have your opinions on what you think of this commercial so far. I don't want to just talk. If you guys have opinions as to what you think of it, I'm curious as to what you guys have to say about it.
Well, the first thing I can see is PNC equals neck in multiple ciphers.
Yeah, you get the 33, right? Yeah.
Well, it's multiple ciphers. It's two out of the 4 ciphers. Also, if you go from the, I think
KODI, would you mind showing your calculator?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I have no idea. I got completely stripped from being able to share my screen at the moment, but I'll figure it out.
So yeah, PNC equals neck.
Okay. Yep.
And of course, the 33 was also big in this. But another thing, I just did a quick date measurement real fast from the post here. March 3rd, 2023. And it is to the assassination. It is 2 years, 191 days. And assassination equals 191.
And shout out
So that's
Apache Ghost. Notice that they did this so they could help pay for college. Huh.
Right, you got shot at a college.
Yeah, yeah. Cody, the other big piece besides the CEO in that tweet, if you guys noticed in that commercial, the name on the headstone
Matches Charles Kirk.
Yeah, so his name, the headstone name is Steve, Steve, Caldera, Caldera.
Is it like this?
No,
no.
Caldera.
There it is. Yeah.
And then type in Charles Kirk.
Right. Yeah, I already. Yeah. Interesting.
And also to go along with that, the CEO of the bank, his birthday is on August 24th, which is exactly 11 months and 2 weeks from Charlie Kirk's birthday. And Charlie Kirk got shot on the day, leaving 112 days left in the year.
Yep, big Jesuit number like Cody's been talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that 115 is also the gematria of killing. And
Lucifer.
Yeah.
And Masonic as well.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Interesting.
I mean, we could probably do a whole stream, just talking about this commercial. Shout out Joseph. Hey, Joseph, you've been doing awesome work on your own page as well. Make sure you guys follow Joseph Aquaviva. He just pointed out Orem, Utah. Orem, Utah equals 115? Seriously?
Yeah,
wow.
It does, I think.
Also, the Francis Bacon, which I can't stress this enough, Francis Bacon or Rosicrucian ciphers, if you look at the value of the name Steve Caldera.
Oh, wow. Look, it's 10-9, Rambo,
It's
right?
109, yes. That's
wow.
Again, so this is the importance of the Francis Bacon ciphers. Yes, they are important. Yes, they apply now. Even though they use the Elizabethan alphabet, Francis Bacon is one of the key figures in crafting the modern English language. It's somebody like with that status, he wrote the King James Bible. He's involved in the works of Shakespeare. If somebody with that status has a cipher, they're using it. You cannot ignore. I mean, you can if you want, but you're not going to decode effectively if you ignore the Francis Bacon ciphers. And it's 109. So one thing about the Francis Bacon ciphers, which I've found, is they produce dates consistently. I don't know how it works. Dates come up like consistently with the Francis Bacon ciphers. Those called Rosicrucian ciphers or Elizabethan ciphers, because usually Elizabethan. So Steve Caldera is 109. But also, if you look up Steve Caldera in the Latin cipher or the Agrippa cipher, it's Charlie Kirk's birthday, which is 1014, which is October 14th.
Oh my God, Mike! I told you last night. I was like, I can't wait to get Cody and Rambo to look at this because, sure enough,
yeah.
Wow.
AJ was telling me last night, like once I showed you guys this, like you guys were instantly gonna be able to add your own stuff to enough, and sure enough, it's all pretty crazy. And the bank CEO, his last birthday to the date of the shooting is exactly 17 days, and kill equals 17 as well.
Yep.
Also,
So just to add on to it,
the bank having the NC in it is right in line with what I've been talking about. This is all connected to Carolina, North Carolina NC. So I think that might be something there too.
You know what I thought as well? PNC is also an anagram of NPC.
Yeah.
That makes me think of those non-player characters out there that are just we'll never see this kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
What if, I mean, I don't mean to dehumanize. So that's the thing with the NPC thing. I hate to dehumanize anyone, but are they referring to Charlie Kirk as an NPC? I mean,
yeah,
no disrespect, but.
Well, no, for real. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a reason why it's this bank that released this commercial. You know, it wasn't Bank of America or Wells Fargo or, you know, PNC Bank. I mean, you guys are on the East Coast. From my understanding, that's a much bigger named bank than it is kind of Central/West Coast.
You also mentioned the Lucifer connections with the 115.
Yeah. So
Lucifer can be associated with a fallen angel. They did a fallen angel at the ritual at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Remember the fan who fell from the stands at the Pittsburgh Pirates? Isn't their stadium PNC Park?
Yeah, isn't that Pittsburgh Pirates' stadium?
Yeah,
yeah, because this group is in Pittsburgh, so yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that was a fallen angel ritual. And AJ, you remember the date on which that fan fell from the stands?
It was on the birthday of the Church of Satan.
Yeah, so I think there's some kind of Luciferian fallen angel symbolism going on.
And that's a great point, Rambo. And why is that, Mike? Because remember, we were talking about. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I was telling AJ last night when I was talking to him about this. So PNC Bank, they have 3 locations in the Chicago area, and one of those locations has the area code of 60606. So since you guys are talking about all the satanic stuff, thought that was pretty significant. And Charlie Kirk's obviously from Chicago, and PNC Bank also has they have a bank location right near where Turning Point USA headquarters is as well. So I just thought those were I thought those were interesting.
Yeah, Rambo and Cody, I believe I tagged both of you guys, and I think I tagged you too, Mike. Just the post I did quickly when I saw that Charlie Kirk was met by a Satanist during one of his other appearances at Illinois State University. And I pointed out how both Charlie Kirk and Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, are both from Chicago, right? Chicago is home of that 60606 area code. Shout out to Derek, Gematinator 85, pointing that one out. And sure enough, Mike also added to, hey, what are the odds? PNC Bank also has a location in the 60606 area code. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Cody, I see in the Latin cipher, you just typed in the entire business name of PNC. Now you have 1776. Jeez.
That's what the Wikipedia has as the full title of their bank. The PN, that's what they put. So I just took that and popped it in there. That's what I got. I thought that was interesting.
Absolutely. But thanks again, Rambo, for really emphasizing the Francis Bacon cipher and how oftentimes it relates to dates. I mean, come on, you guys, Steve Caldera and Charles Kirk both equal that 109, the date of when Charles Kirk, a father of 2 children, died. Oh, now you got the 322. Here we go. Oh my God, man! Skull and Bones.
But that's crazy because
Pirates
you just said
Pirates Park.
The Pirates Park, right?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Crazy.
Man. That is crazy. Well, hey, we're gonna keep it moving, but Mike, thank you so much, man, for kicking off tonight's episode. We really appreciate you, brother. Yeah. We'll definitely do more collabs.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, we're trying to keep as much in line within the hour and a half mark. We'll see if we go a little longer, but thanks again, Mike, for everything. Really appreciate it.
Well, we can have Mike on my channel at some point too. We'll do a stream at some point. So
awesome.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Thanks for having me on, AJ. Rambo, Cody, this is the first time I've talked to you guys. I appreciate you guys' work. Cody, just want to give you a shout out, bro. I've been watching you since I started gematria. I've learned a ton from you, so I just want to say thanks and give you a shout out, and hopefully we can do another collab like this soon.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. And like I said, we can do a collab. I watched you guys with on the other stream you guys did, and I thought, man, I need to get these. I need to get both you and what's Myron. I need to get both you guys on, and we'll do a stream at some point. So yeah,
for sure.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, man, for sure. All right, guys. Peace out, man. AJ,
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Mike.
thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Mike. All right, all right. Yeah, I just thought that was a great one. I haven't seen anybody talk about that yet. I apologize for me fumbling the ball at the beginning there. I had it all teed up, but
Yeah,
sure
but
enough, thank
I
you.
picked it up and ran it for a touchdown.
That you did. That you did. That you did, Cody. Thank you.
And Rambo kicked the extra point, man, with that Francis
But
Bacon commercial.
but I'm the one that actually scored for the whole team. You know what I mean, right? Going back to the themes where I just take credit for everything. So
No, it's a team game.
yeah, no, that was that's mind blowing. Yeah, so just it was kind of hard for me to find. So anybody that wants to go back and rewatch that commercial, you can either watch it here or just look up PNC Bank. I believe the commercial is called Grave Visit is what it's called. And you guys should be able to find it. It says it's published September 8th, 2025, 2 days before what happened on 10-9. And shout out Rambo. Steve Caldera and Charles Kirk both equal 10-9 in the Francis Bacon cipher. So unbelievable.
Steve Caldera, what else?
I'm sorry?
It was Steve Caldera and something else. Sorry.
Charles Kirk.
Oh, Charles Kirk. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I did notice that. Yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so you can share a screen. I can just show the trailer to it's real short to my
Rambo, if you can just request screen share.
I wasn't sure what the
because every time I hit share screen, literally nothing pops up. I can't select anything. I don't know. All right. Now we'll hand the ball off to Rambo.
All right, this is just yeah. Yeah, it's a trailer. It's 3 minutes 49 seconds, which a video which I will be releasing within the next 2 days.
Hello, Neo. Who are you? I am the architect. I created the Matrix.
Yeah, that's the trailer. The video should be like at 20 minutes or 25.
Were
And
you yeah, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
so a lot of this is based on the name Kirk. It's the etymology of the name Kirk. So Kirk is the same root as church, the same root as circle, CIRC. I showed it in there, circ. So I've talked about the wheel, rotation, the cycle symbol. This is at the heart of this. And his name, well, thank you for the compliments. His name is all about the cycle and the circle, which is something I've emphasized in a lot of. It's like the central esoteric code is the cycle. Everything is about the cycle, and the name Kirk is right at the heart of that. Kirk, circle, and church, all comes from Kirk.
Yeah, and isn't Utah University or Utah Valley University a Christian university? I'm pretty sure it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys in the chat. But you know, a lot of his work, he claims to be a devout Christian, right? So
yeah. But Christ is about the cycle too.
Yeah,
birth, death, resurrection. That's the cycle, and they'll use the sun in that symbolism. It's the wheel is a major symbol. The rotation, that's what circ is. Church, circ, circle, cycle, and that's so. I've talked at length about this. We're talking about how I've talked about how Donald Trump's birthday. I think Cody's talked about it too. Is linked with the Pluto cycle. Pluto, the outermost planet, the biggest orbit. The orbit of Pluto is 90,560 days. Well, 90,560 days after July 4th, 7076 is Donald Trump's birthday in 2024. It's June 14th, 2024. So he's lined up with the Pluto cycle. So the cycle symbolism is pretty much at the heart of everything. So yeah, it's also part of Christianity. It's the birth of Christ, the life, the death, rebirth, and that cycle. And it's very deep. It's at the heart of whatever this is, the matrix. That's why the circle is such a powerful symbol, and circle has the same roots as the name Kirk.
That's, you know what, Rambo, something just hit my brain, because last night I was in Google Earth, and I was just kind of combing around the campus of kind of the shooting, and looking at all the different theories of where the shooter was, if there even was. But besides the point, if you guys look at where the tent was, where he was sitting, right behind him, it's kind of like a bridge, if you will, meaning like he walked under this little entryway, but above it is kind of a hallway, so to speak, and that is called the Hall of Flags. And with what you were just talking about with Rambo, or with Trump's birthday, he's born on Flag Day, right? So he was shot and killed, so they tell us, right in front of the Hall of Flags at the Christian University.
Yeah, that's a great Trump connection. Yeah, he's very attached to Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk. I have a theory that still, so even if whether a death happened or not, just the grief, as long as people believe it happened, or even if they don't, even if it's just a mock ceremony, and in this case they do believe, whether he actually did or not, it's still a very powerful ritual, just for the amount of focus and human energy and psychic energy and grief and emotion. And there are those who hate him, who think it's great, and then the animosity and anger that comes from that, all that goes into that. It's garnering all that. But I think that is all for Donald Trump. I think he was just built up for this moment, but it's all for Donald Trump. That's what I showed the eyes wide shut scene there, where they're in the circle. If anyone, maybe some people might not have known where that came from. That's from the movie Eyes Wide Shut, which is Stanley Kubrick's 1999 Illuminati whistleblower movie, where he snuck in to an elite Illuminati ball, and all the guests were in a circle. So that circle is a very powerful figure, but there's a sacrifice involved in that scene. So one of the members of the ball, her name is Mandy. She actually voluntarily. This is a very Christ-like act. She volunteers to take the main character played by Tom Cruise. It was Bill Hartman, Dr. Bill Hartman. Hartman is supposed to be killed. They tell him, you're going to be killed for doing this, which they're the Illuminati. They can get away with it. And she volunteers and says, no, I will take take me instead. Like, so she becomes a sacrifice in the place of Tom Cruise's character, which I think might be involved here as well. But again, just to emphasize the power of the circle symbol.
Definitely. Cody, you got anything you want to add into that?
Yeah, well, I've been talking also about the Kirk thing a lot. I've done 4 videos now on this, and I was just digging more into that Christian Kirk, and I'll just share my screen real fast. I got some stuff I can add here. So isn't it just perfect that the first game of the season for this receiver will be on the funeral of Charlie Kirk? And this guy used to play for the team that plays in the stadium where the funeral is going to be held. And it's the Cardinals, which is going back to the church, right?
And Pope Leo.
And yeah, exactly. Pope Leo. I've got a huge decode maybe tomorrow with Derek. I found something huge with Back to the Future. I shared that with you a bit with you, AJ, about the measurement from Back to the Future to the shooting.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna save that. I think for tomorrow. I got a whole decode for it, but because I got more pieces to put together. But Pope Leo, the Cubs, which are in Back to the Future, it's all synced up. And but today after the stream I did, I was looking into Christian Kirk a bit, and this is just kind of what I found, which is super interesting considering what I just told you, which is just beyond coincidence. How anyone could ever? He's even born in Arizona. Yeah, like Open Up says, he's even born in Arizona, Scottsdale, right? And Francis Scott Bridge. We had a lot of Scott stuff, but Francis Scott Key, But yeah, Christian Kirk actually equals the Jesuit order and Catholic Church. And, Pope Leo was just at the tail end of being 69 years old when this all went down. He turned 70. And then on that, and then on the day he turned 70, the Lions beat the Bears with 52 points when Pope equals 52. I mean, this stuff is just right in your face. And what I found super interesting was February 11th, 1929 was the founding of Vatican City. If you measure from that to the birth of this guy, which I believe is super symbolic just from his name, it's the 222nd triangular number. That's how many days, which to me, I don't know if Joseph's still in the chat, but Joseph, where's your 222 stuff? But yeah, 222 triangular number. The first thing I can say about that, order out of chaos, 222. As above, so below, 222. Joseph, his whole channel is about that number. So, I mean, wow. The Vatican City to the birth of this guy, which literally his name could translate to Christian Church. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And don't forget, Coates, we had Christian McCaffrey of the 49ers score for the first time since the last time he was in a Super Bowl this past Sunday on Pope Leo's birthday, doing so against the team none other than the Saints.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Can I say real quick about McCaffrey? McCaffrey ties into what's happened recently with the church shooting in Minnesota, where the shooter had orange hair, and the shooter also on one of their magazines wrote the name of James Egan Holmes, who did the Batman shooting in Aurora. When the Batman shooting happened in Aurora, Christian McCaffrey was in Aurora. He was starting his high school career. He was a freshman in Aurora, Colorado at the time of that shooting, which again, that ties in with what's happening in the news. And it was a Batman shooting, Trump, Batman. So yeah, McCaffrey does tie into what's been happening.
Yeah.
And just even the initials, his initials were even the same as Charlie Kirk, CK. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. And the fact that he's going to be playing, because I wrote you, AJ, and I was like, man, why isn't he playing? I wanted to, because I've been dabbling around with like 20-cent bets where I can win like $1,000. I've been just throwing these parlays together just to mess around a bit. And I was like, man, why is Christian Kirk not playing this past weekend? And then I realized as soon as somebody had shared that he's going to play his first game, they waited for the funeral date where he's going to be in the stadium he used to play, and they waited for that day to have him play. And I'm just wondering if maybe Kirk Cousins will get into the fray somehow, because isn't he the backup is he the backup on the Falcons right now?
I don't know if he's still with the Falcons or not.
Oh, let me check really quick.
I don't know who he's with, but I was looking at him last week too. I didn't look as deeply into him. But another thing I wanted to mention, who Enthused Dreams had shared this in the chat, that I think AJ you didn't see it, but I saw it, and I really thought this was crazy, just because I don't want to forget this. But if you go from Donnie Darko release to the funeral, look at that,
bro. What?
And not only that, she said also that will be Netanyahu's 911th month. It'll be in 911 months exactly on that day also. So this, and think about it, think about the temples, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, 9/11. So maybe something with Israel, man.
Dude.
But yeah,
wow.
that's from Enthused Dreams. So I wanted to share that while I had a chance, but
yeah, and to answer your question, Kirk Cousins is with the Falcons from what I see here. So
okay. Yep, and the Falcon might tie, back in a little bit to what I was talking about today. Who are they playing this week?
I'll get on that. I haven't had a chance to look at the slate. Let me take a look.
But just going back to this Kirk thing real fast. The Panthers, all week I've been talking about Charlotte, Charlie, Charles. The whole thing is scripted around the name Charles. Because you had Charles Kirk, but then before that, you had the stabbing in Charlotte, which is the feminine of Charles. The guy who stabbed the woman was named DeCarlos. Carlos is a form of Charles. It's just ridiculous. They keep everything is Charles. And then I find out today.
Cody,
what? What is it?
No, go ahead. No, please finish.
But then today, Charles Redford dies. Charles Robert Redford dies. And I was talking about Robert Redford 2 months ago with the Federal Reserve stuff. And today is the beginning of the Federal Reserve meeting. And one of the guys who first was against the Federal Reserve was Charles August. What's his name? Charles August something. Yeah, and then the person who directed the first movie for Charlotte's Web was Charles A. Nichols, and he was born in Utah. And Charles Redford just dies today, literally miles away from where Charles Kirk just died. And Charles Redford was in Charlotte's Web, which originally was directed by Charles Nichols, which again, it's just I don't even need numbers at this point. Just show me the names and I'll show you how it's just all about one name or two. And then you have all the Hunters and the Tylers. There's been a couple Tylers coming up because of the Freemasonry stuff. But yeah, this is just kind of a quick recap of what I talked about on my channel earlier. And then Robert Redford. Go ahead.
I'll give you one guess who the Falcons are playing and where they're playing.
I mean, are they playing Carolina? They are, aren't they?
In Charlotte.
I did not even know that, man. But I was just like, I wonder if they're playing Charlotte, and they are.
And I didn't even catch this, but the name of the stadium that the Panthers play in, Bank of America.
Yeah. that was part of my decode today, because remember, Robert Redford was in the movie Sneakers. Sneakers, they hack into the Federal Reserve and they see XRP 262. Years later, you get a cryptocurrency called XRP, where XRP cryptocurrency equals 262 in gematria. And I talked about this in July over and over with the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan, and Ozzy. It was all connected to the Federal Reserve. And that was when Trump was going after the Federal Reserve. And now they're having their meeting today. And this guy who hacks into the Federal Reserve in his movie Sneakers, he dies. And he dies in connection to Charles. He dies in Utah, in Sundance. He created the Sundance Festival. And then it's just, and look at Charlotte, North Carolina, 106, like Charles Robert Redford. And the 106, of course, is the Black History number. It's the Black number. It's the I Can't Breathe number. It's the Black Lives Matter. This is all tied to George Floyd. Back in July, I talked about the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner, because that was all a ritual with that, because of Bill Cosby. It's all black show. So to me, and the road that runs through where this guy died is 89. He dies at 89. And that's the Queen's death. And the Queen had a spider on her casket when Charles took over. And then the middle name of King James is Charles. And the big one, I don't know if Rambo saw this, the big one I found this week was the death of, there was an assassination exactly 606 years before of John the Fearless. And he was assassinated by Charles, a King Charles. And then John the Fearless, if you look at all the people posting about Kirk, they called him Fearless. So it was a tribute to history with the assassination. Also, there's tributes to Charlemagne I found already. All the Charleses, there's something. And I told you this last night, AJ. It seems like a lot of the King Charles, they always have a Pope Leo next to them. I've come across at least 3 or 4 Charles Kings that were either established by a Pope Leo or they were in being king during the office of a Pope Leo.
And I want to shout out John Monona, as there's literally 131 that I saw that we're watching, where Super Bowl equals 131, but it's also the 106th NFL season.
Yeah, I forgot.
That just started. So shout out, John.
I completely forgot about that.
But yeah, man, the Falcons are playing the Panthers in North Carolina.
Did you press something?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I was looking at my other monitor. If I did, oh my God, I'm off my game. I was too excited about today's show, I guess. Cody will be back. He'll be back. I'll keep an eye out. But
yes, yeah, my focus has been more on the name Kirk. That's where I've been. I know Charles is huge, but I've been focusing on Kirk because it's relation to church. And what church are we talking about? We just talked about the Church of Satan connections with the PNC Bank and the fallen angel and the fan falling on PNC Bank on the anniversary of the founding of the church. So that's the other church there. So there are two. I think there are 2 churches. One is more occulted. That's just I'd say the Church of Satan is more occulted in the coding, but the Mormon Church, the Church of Latter-day Saints, that's the one that's being referred to in the name Kirk. So there's so much to the name Kirk. So that's pretty much where my focus has been, more on the Kirk. And Ozzy Osbourne is tied into this as well, because I talked about the circle. Kirk is circle, C-I-R-C, Kirk. And what are his initials? Remember, I showed the bicycles. This will be in a few. These are a few tidbits from my decode. The bicycles, those are 2 wheels. That's O-O. So whose initials are those? That's Ozzy Osbourne. That's the 2 circles. Those are the wheels of the bicycle. So yeah, Ozzy Osbourne is related as well. Very much related. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. HH and OO.
Also, so Kirk and circle is also the root of circus. And circuses traditionally, I mean, now they're held, when they do have them, they're held in stadiums, but circuses were traditionally held in, they call it the big top, in circular arenas which were covered by a tent. And where was this grand ritual of Charlie Kirk? It was under a tent. That is also a circus illusion, you could call it. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Sunny D, Charlie Lie, right? Cody did some amazing work. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see his video about all the fire connections, about char. Char means burn, that kind of stuff. Hey, Codes. Hey, Codes.
Are you there?
We're here, brother. I can kind of hear myself in the background, but.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know what happened there. My internet's already bad, anyways. Half the time here, I live out in the country, so it's been pretty bad sometimes. But luckily, I'm back.
No, it's all good. It's all good, brother.
But yeah, I was just getting ready to lead off with the last thing I was going to say was the last team this weekend, the North Carolina Tar Heels, with their new coach Bill Belichick. They played the Richmond Spiders. So there again, you go with the Charlotte's Web thing. They just happened to play the Charlotte Spider or the Richmond Spiders. And I didn't even look into that, but that's something I found like at last minute before I even got on. So it's just the Charlotte's Web thing is crazy. And like, I just started thinking about spiders and, and the big one that I showed was that if you measure from the original movie of Charlotte's Web to the death of Kirk, it's 52 years and 200 days. That is the gematria of Charlotte's Web, 52 and 200. So, it's been a heck of a week, but I mean, the Charles Redford thing really cemented it,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I was just sharing with Rambo just your work on the fire connections. The movie Firestarter and char means burn, and the a million Charleses that we've been seeing.
Well, yeah, that's
over
because
and over again.
That's because his wife her quote was that there's ignited a fire. She went to a Jesuit college, goes forth and set the world on fire, all that jazz. And then
Utah Jazz.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, someone in the chat mentioned something too. Fading the Public. Wow. Spiders in the Ripple music video. Oh, that's right. It's the spider in the Ripple music video that starts the ripple. Wow, I totally did not even think. See, I've covered that video so many times. I've covered all this so many times. And remember, the reason I covered that is because the Grateful Dead are the ones that connected in my decode into July to the 262 and the upcoming Super Bowl. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's a great addition there, Fading the Public.
Sage Mo also says the Spiderwick Chronicles had 3 people named Charles working on the movie. Interesting. It makes me think I might have to start looking at Spider-Man. And hey, Cody, you were the one that was pointing out in I Pet Goat. Remember the Spider-Man connections you were talking about with the enlightenment around the head of the spider?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think Spider-Man's off the table with what you've been talking about. Who's not to say that they're not going to come out with another Spider-Man movie by the end of the year? Who knows?
Yeah, the spider thing, and then there's the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory Charlie thing, because, again, golden ticket, money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's that whole thing too. I haven't been able to get through it all. But
well, I pointed out with you yesterday when you jumped on to my scavenger hunt live stream, right? All I pointed out was that the latest Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie with Johnny Depp, that came out on July 10th, 10/7, and Kirk died on September 9th, 10/9, shooting 107 and 109. So it's about all I have at that point. But yeah, that movie's definitely involved as well.
I mean, Charlie Brown, if you want to talk about the PNC and the black and yellow and the colors of Pittsburgh, this is the colors of the Pirates. The character Charlie Brown, he wears that iconic black and yellow Pittsburgh colors. And he was he was created by Charles Schulz. I don't know if Charles Schulz named the character after him. Maybe he did, I guess. But That's another black and yellow.
Well,
And,
that's crazy because DeCarlos Brown was the suspect in the Charlotte stabbing.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, Charlie Brown. Okay, there you go.
In Charlotte, Charlie Brown. There you go.
Yeah, when I looked at that killing and I saw his name was DeCarlos, which pretty much means of Charles, because D means of. So I was like, that's what really set off my video that I got a lot of views on it. People seem to like it. It was just all about all the Charles stuff, which is just undeniable. And then Charlie Brown. Wow. I mean, and there was a lot of Browns this weekend. There was a football player Brown I was looking at. I don't know. There was a lot of Browns this weekend too. There was a lot of Brown connections.
Oh my God. Shout out Jared. So I just said, don't be surprised if they're coming out with another Spider-Man movie, but apparently that's already common knowledge to some people. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out next year.
Oh, wow.
But again, that's part of the cycle symbol. Everything's about this. A brand new day is a beginning of a cycle. Yeah. It's all about the cycle. That's what Kirk is. Kirk, circle, cycle.
Oh, yeah. Open up. That's right. So Joe Burrow of the Bengals, he went out with a toe injury, and then you entered Jake Browning, who ended up winning the game in the final seconds of the game. Yeah, that's right. Injured on his 201st time being sacked.
I saw that. I saw that stat on Twitter. It was a stat like Andrew. They were comparing to Andrew Luck because Andrew Luck got taken out early, and they were saying Andrew Luck got sacked way less times before he would turn to a certain age than Joe Burrow did. And then they put the stat up: Joe Burrow at 201 sacks. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me with these 201s, man."
Well, but speaking of Andrew Luck and the U, right, going back to Rambo's stuff about the U, don't forget that the Colts symbol, right, the horseshoe is a U. And Rambo, were you planning on sharing that other video that I know is already out on your Patreon? It was that follow-up talking about the cross streets of the golf club.
Oh yeah. That was on. I did that on Patreon, and I did. So usually, very often I'll do a Instagram post, but Instagram has a short attention span. Mm-hmm. So I'll do like 3 minutes, maybe 3.5 or so.
Yeah.
I try to keep it below 3, but it's tough. And then I'll do the same video on Patreon, but it'll come out to like 7 minutes or something, or 8 minutes, because there's a longer attention span on Patreon. So the one you're talking about the cross streets, yeah, that was, yes, I did a short decode on that. And then I also did an Instagram on that, but of course the Instagram is shorter. The one on Patreon has a little bit more information. Why do you want to?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that video was about, I think, 19 minutes, I want to say. And when I was watching it earlier today, I was thinking about the letter U, and I was also thinking about KODI, because I know KODI's a Colts fan. And I was kind of waiting to see if you were going to point out the other part of the cross street. But keep me honest here, Rambo. You were pointing out that last year there was an assassination attempt made on Donald Trump, right?
Yes.
In 2024, and that was when he was at a golf club, right?
Yeah.
And that golf club sits on the cross streets of Gun Club Road and Kirk Road.
Yeah. So if I'll share my screen.
Yes. Yeah. Let me get that up, because in your screenshot, there's also one other street in that screenshot you shared.
Okay. Yeah. I'll bring that. Let me see.
Okay. I'm kind of blanking on when it was in the video, but I think we could back into it.
I'll go straight to So you can see this?
Yes.
This is a attempted assassination of Donald Trump in Florida. That's September 15th. This is the second assassination attempt, now that trial is ongoing. So everyone's forgetting about this. This should be the main topic. People don't even know this is happening. This trial of Ryan Wesley Ralph is happening at the moment. And I've been focusing on this. There's so many ritual elements, names, letter codes, color codes. I was focusing a large part to the color coding, the pink. Not to get off topic. Pink is might as well be a death threat to Donald Trump. Think about pink relating to the JFK assassination, Jackie Onassis sitting next to him in pink. and they've coated pink into Donald Trump, which should be concerning for him. If they do kill him, he probably won't really be dead, but still, you're taken out of the spotlight. Anyway, nonetheless, so this is the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. That was at his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. So this is the location. So they're highlighting. I'll click on this. This is the location of the assassination attempt, and
I see it, Kirk Road.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Gun Club. So this is where the assassination attempt happened. This is the golf course, Kirk Road, and Gun Club Road.
So Rambo, look at the top left. Yeah, I was going to say, look right across the street from the intersection,
Yeah.
Colt Lane. So, that's where it made me start thinking more about the U, right? The Colt's the U. So I just wanted to point that particular part out. But my God, when I saw the Kirk Road cross streets with Gun Club and this assassination attempt on Trump happened just last year.
And the trial is ongoing as we speak.
Yep. Someone in the comments also said that there was news that just came out too about Luigi Mangione, right? So like that whole trial thing, I don't know if it's wrapping up or not, but that's either still going on or just ending.
Yeah, and the U there, since you bring it up, is he supposedly killed the CEO of United Healthcare. So there's another U there. U is the thing, yeah. Now, I'll just explain to people why we talk about U, these random letters. I got on U because of the incident that was actually pretty major, because the Attorney General, the highest law enforcement official in the United States, commented on it and got involved in it. The Subway sandwich protest, you can call it. The attorney, he was an attorney, threw a Subway sandwich outside a Subway sandwich store whose address was 2001 in Washington, D.C. It was on U Street. And he was wearing that pale pink that I talked about. The same shade of pink. It's rare you see males in pink. I mean, sometimes it's not that out of the ordinary. But that was the same color that Ryan Wesley Ralph was arrested in. So that color coding was crucial. But that was on U Street. And that's how I first got on U, because I looked at several news reports from television, and one of them stressed, I wouldn't even have thought about U Street. I saw the 2001, that stood out, but it was the television reporter, the news reporter, emphasizing U Street, which got my attention.
And Rambo, I just saw another one here in this image. If you wouldn't mind zooming in just a little bit more, and going up a little bit north. No, you're good. If you can just kind of scroll up to get back to Gun Club Drive.
Every time I try to scroll,
can you click and grab it?
Yeah, like you can drag.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, so up on the top now, middle right. So he talked about Colt Lake.
Hunt Drive, I see it right there.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Winchester?
Hunt Drive on the right side of the screen. Well, Winchester's a gun, right. And then you have Colt Lane, and you have Gun Club Road, and then on the far right you have Hunt Drive. And I just did a live stream with Cody yesterday called Scavenger Hunt. Don't forget, Charlie Kirk was talking to a guy named Hunter as he got hunted down by a hunting rifle. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, see a lot of Gun Club, Winchester, Colt, Hunt. That's all about shooting.
Yeah, right off of Kirk Road.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's connected to that Supernatural show, The Winchesters. That's weird.
Oh yeah, yeah, good point. And they use guns all the time.
Yeah, Colts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there's nothing random about these locations. I mean, this was obviously planned. Well, not obvious, but it appears like it could have been planned with all these names in mind. There are literally thousands of locations if they wanted to say that there was an assassination attempt on Trump. This is a lot low budget. It's a lower level production than the Charlie Kirk one. This one's just like, oh, we saw a guy. There's no witnesses. You don't really have to like do anything. Just say, look, this guy was planning for an hour to kind of set up shop at the sixth hole, as if the perimeter isn't secured for the president. He's the ex-president. He had Secret Service protection for the rest of his life. Like you would not secure a perimeter, really. That's such a huge security lapse. Like, yeah, it's not credible. It's low production, but they could have picked thousands of locations. And yeah, I think what we're seeing here with the names of the roads has a lot to do with why they chose this location. Is Ohio Street? That's interesting. New York, a lot of references to
definitely. And shout out
Kentucky. Sorry.
Legato says the Colts were originally from Baltimore. Yeah, that's interesting because Baltimore, Edgar Allan Poe. The Ravens represent death, essentially. But
Ryan Wesley Routh is from North Carolina. Of course he is. Of course he is. Oh my goodness. So there's Kirk Road. There's the Carolina connection. My goodness.
I feel like the Joker, like, you know, when he just starts laughing and he just can't stop laughing. It's like, not because I think that death is funny. It's just the amount of Charlies and Charlottes and stuff. I mean, God, dude.
And he's from Guilford, you know, like Robert Redford, like Ford, Lincoln, like Lincoln died in the Ford Theater, and then JFK in a Ford Lincoln, and yeah, so the Fords is also something to look for because that was the
Rambo, Cody, do you guys remember when we briefly touched on Cliff Ford, the big red dog, and we talked about how red dog is an anagram of Dodger? But Cliff Ford, the big red dog. Think about that. Robert Redford. And then it makes me think about the movie. I don't have anything else to share other than it makes me think of the movie The Hunt for Red October. For Red Ford. Hunt for Red. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's great. That ties into so much stuff because what is Red October? Remember what Red October was?
I don't.
It's a submarine. Red October was a Russian submarine.
Oh my God! Now again, we go back right back to Subway
sandwich. It's under the sea. That takes you back to the future. A submarine. So a German submarines were called U-boats. That's why U Street was so significant because it was a Subway sandwich at the intersection of U Street, a U-boat in Germany. World War I, World War II. Was a German submarine. It's a submarine sandwich. The prefix sub in English means under. So U is under. That's where I came up with underdog. Like, what's this? A fictional character or a pop culture character associated with U. It's the cartoon Underdog. The cartoon dog with a big U on his chest. And so this all comes back to submarine. So it's when you talk about Red October, now this is opening up more stuff. This is absolutely connected because it brings in, because Red October was a Russian submarine. It starred Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. And they're trying to detect, I guess this Russian submarine had this technology, made it really difficult to detect or something. But yeah, Hunt for Red October. That's brings back the submarine and the under the sea dance and Back to the Future, which is this is part of, because so my upcoming video, it's about I talked about the Utah, because I talked about Utah in my Subway sandwich. That's when I started talking about Utah. I talked about the pig farm that was being protested at the 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I talked about it's a pig farm in Utah which really abuses and tortures these animals. And I also talked about how the protester with the pink smoke at the NFL game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Rams was tackled by a player who's a graduate of Utah State. I talked about the green and yellow subway theme, and I in relation to Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, who were green and yellow, and Jordan Love, where you go, Utah State. So yeah, I've been on Utah and U long before this shooting. But again, you bring in Submarine, Red October, that's Submarine, that ties right in.
And we're on the doorstep of October, aren't we?
I can't believe also you mentioned a pig farm. That's perfect with Charlotte's Web.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And don't forget about State Farm Arena, where Charlie Kirk is going to be memorialized.
Well, that's what I covered in my video. I was like, is it he's going to be in State Farm Arena, and he's got all these connections to Charlotte's Web. Like,
I just addressed I brought up State Farm in a recent Donald Trump video because they had a Batman themed State Farm commercial. That's in one of my recent commercials. That's where the comedian Jason Bateman. So it's a play on his name Bateman, which sounds like Batman. So Jason Bateman, the comedy actor, he mostly does comedic movies. He acted in a very recent, I think it was earlier this year. I wish I could remember everything. It is one of my patrons that told me about that commercial. I can't always remember who. I really wish I could give him a shout out. But one of my patrons told me about that Jason Bateman Batman themed State Farm commercial. And of course, Donald Trump is Batman. Charlie Kirk is directly connected to Donald Trump. He was built up just for the association with Donald Trump. So that's a State Farm commercial where, they did a Batman themed, and it was a high level. It was really critically acclaimed. That State Farm, the ad campaign with Batman.
Maggie says Jake from State Farm equals 106. So
really?
Add that to the list. State Farm is red. Cardinals are red. Redford, Cliff Ford, the big red dog. Someone else in the chat also said the Lions. What was it? The Lions. Oh yeah, don't they play in Ford Field?
Yeah, I did an entire Ford thing. I've been doing the Ford stuff. I don't know. For people who follow my work, I've been doing Ford.
Yes,
so
I remember.
So Ford started in this year, 2025, January 1st, right off the bat. What did you have? You had a Ford F-150 running into a New Year's celebration crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. It was a Ford F-150. That's when I first started talking about Ford. And on that same day, a Tesla Cybertruck exploded in Las Vegas outside of Trump Tower. Now you see a security cam and it's a little hazy. There are only two cars besides there's the exploding Cybertruck, but there's another white pickup. You can't really tell what, maybe some real experts can. It's hard to distinguish. It could have been a Ford F-150, but it was a white pickup. So yeah, that's where the Ford stuff started, with the Ford F-150. And then Liverpool Football Club, who won the English Premier League, they won the 2024-25 season. Well, they had their parade in May of this year, and a Ford Galaxy ran into portions of the crowd there. So I talked about that. And I talked about Ford. I talked about Gerald Ford, former U.S. President Gerald Ford, who had 2 assassination attempts. Since assassination is in the news and it's very ominous, it seems to be pointing to Trump. So I talked about Gerald Ford in 1975, had 2 assassination attempts. So and you think of Ford and assassination, you think of Ford's Theater. Also, I pointed out one of Gerald Ford's would-be assassins, I guess, she pulled a revolver on him, and there was no bullet in the chamber. Her name was Lynette Frum, and she had that red hair, which is very similar to Poison Ivy of Batman. That's another Batman villain. So it goes into all of that. But yeah, Ford. I've done a lot of work on Ford, and the only 2 female outright owners in the NFL. That's the New Orleans Benson. She's the owner of the New Orleans Saints. And the other one is with the Sheila Ford. Yeah, she's the owner of the Detroit Lions, outright owner of the Detroit Lions, who play at Ford Field. Yeah, so there's Ford kind of lining up that way.
Now the Colts have a trio of women who own because of Irsay's death, and that's part of the connections I made this week too. Because the Colts are having a resurgence this year. And of course, because I'm a Colts fan, I pay attention to them a bit more closely. And the quarterback who's having the resurgence this year is Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones is from Charlotte. And he's been shining these first 2 weeks just as all this stuff's going down. And the coach, or the daughter of Jim Irsay, who is like at the forefront of this. There's 3 daughters, but the one that's always there is Carly, which is short for Charles. So like it's going back again to Charles and Charlotte, and I think that's why the Colts are doing well. Like they've sucked the last years; they haven't been good. You know, they all of a sudden they're good. Like,
Yeah, Ursay, that's another U, right? His name starts with a U.
no, that's IR.
Oh, IR. Okay,
Yeah.
but again, so who's the famous pitch man for Subway? It was Jared. Remember Jared?
Yeah.
He was a big pitch man for. He was a Colts fan. He's from Indianapolis, and he was a Colts fan. He actually appeared on. He actually appeared at an NFL game. I think it was a Fox studio. Until, I mean, of course, Subway had to let go of him when the stuff came to light. But he's a connection to Subway again. The Colts are connected to Subway through Jared of Indianapolis, who's a Colts fan. He's pictured in a Colts. It's a T-shirt. It's not a jersey, but a T-shirt. So he connects Subway to the Colts.
I got another one for you guys. We were just talking about another movie you guys should start looking into, right? The Hunt for Red October. And Cody, as soon as you said Daniel Jones, right? He's the quarterback now for the Colts in Indiana. Well, it just makes me think of Indiana Jones. And
well, that's what they're calling him now.
Well, Indiana Jones. Who plays Indiana Jones, brother?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Well,
oh my God, dude.
Okay, so this is I already started watching.
Hold on. So, I'm sorry. And River Phoenix plays the younger Indiana Jones in the movie River Phoenix.
Well, you know who plays in Sneakers, right? River Phoenix.
Dude.
He was in the Sneakers movie with Robert Redford, the one I've been talking about. And now they're going to have that funeral in Phoenix right after Robert Redford dies. What color are the Cardinals? They're red.
Dude, the spouse apparently of Indiana Jones. I'm not joking, dude. You could pull it up. Marion Ravenwood. Dude. Oh my God.
Well, the Colts did move from Baltimore, which is now the Ravens. So there's a bit of a roundabout there. But I mean, yeah, like the whole thing with Indiana Jones, I was on that a few nights ago because I was like, wait, Indiana Jones, they're literally calling him that now. They're calling Daniel Jones Indiana Jones. And he was the last
Harrison Ford.
Well, yeah, but the last movie from that series was the recent one, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And I found some interesting stuff connecting that. But the big thing about Daniel Jones that I found was that the Super Bowl is in San Francisco, right? Well, Daniel Jones is born on the anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge opening. And he's born on the perfect anniversary, too, because he's born on the 60th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. And what's plastered on Super Bowl 60 next year? The Golden Gate Bridge. So
Rambo's been touching on the whole Joker themes and River Phoenix, and I was making a joke about laughing hysterically like River Phoenix in the Joker.
Yeah.
Unreal, dude.
That's Joaquin Phoenix. You mean Joaquin?
Oh, yes.
You're talking about, you're talking about Joaquin Phoenix, because River Phoenix died a long time ago, but that's his brother.
Yeah, so in the trailer I showed for my upcoming video, the title is The Circle, the Temple, and the U. So the temple is a big part of it. The Mormon church, their headquarters is referred to as a temple. They have temples. So temple's a big one. So since you mentioned Indiana Jones, this also ties into temple, which is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Temple is huge. So Trump could be ushering in the building of the third temple in Jerusalem. And you talk about division. I mean, I don't know. Israel is acting with impunity. It doesn't look like really anyone can stop whatever they want to do. Like the question now is where the state of Israel draws the line, because no one's going to stop them. They're just violating left. They're bombing Qatar. They're bombing. And Qatar is a U.S. ally, and Trump. There's nothing Trump can do. Trump was shocked by that. So the building of the third temple, which is at the site of one of the holiest locations in Islam, which is Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. So this is a big temple. Temple is huge. And this, of course, this goes to Solomon's temple in the cycle. A lot of it goes back to that. But just since you mentioned Indiana Jones, it ties into the temple theme. which is part of the Utah Mormon temple, which is, I didn't talk about Indiana Jones until this came up. So there's a connection there. I mean, you can go on and on, but my decode does touch on the temple theme, which Indiana brings in the temple theme, the Temple of Doom.
Think about this, Rambo. We're in the year of the snake. Indiana Jones, that's like his kryptonite, right?
Yeah,
He hates snakes, right? He hates snakes. Indiana Jones, temples. Yeah, there's definitely something there. Someone in the comment section said that they're calling in right now. I'm not sure if it was the call from Cincinnati. I apologize. My app had to re-update. But what are your guys' thoughts about opening up the phone lines? I'd be curious to get a couple in. We haven't had too many people call in weeks past, but we have one coming in right now. You guys okay if we take this?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. Oh, from Huntington, huh? Interesting. Hello, caller. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, I see your eye to eye with AJ, Rambo, and Cody on YouTube. Is that this show?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Should I wait?
No, you're good. You have the floor. What's going on?
My name is Wesley Lawrence Curry II. It'd be more than likely you're going to interrupt me when I'm speaking. It happens a lot. Jesus showed me and everyone on earth the same vision. And he told everyone to tell it. A vision where there is two short little creatures with cone heads wearing wedding clothes. One of them cuts the foot off of man's leg on spinning circles of gold and silver that are rusted, with palm trees that have orange red, only in the lower dark green leaves on the right side of the valley. A river in the middle curved with no wind on it. Straight trees on the left with bright green leaves on top. The straight trees are in a neat row. It's night, a full moon, a bronze door. There's no stars. On the morning, it's either morning or evening on the horizon, but I can't tell which one.
I apologize, guys. I was seeing comments in the chat. You guys couldn't hear him. I was having trouble even understanding him, being honest with you. I'm not trying to be a hater or anything like that. But it is what it is. So maybe we don't open up the phone lines. I don't know. So I apologize about that.
I didn't hear anything because it was so faint.
I couldn't hear anything either.
I had trouble hearing him too, and I was standing right next to the phone.
So, I have no idea what
yeah, but most people are saying he was a troll anyways. So yeah, and I'm sure he's calling again. We'll take care of that later.
Wait, he was in the comments. Somebody's saying he was in the comments.
Yeah. So this guy Wesley, we couldn't hear you, brother. We couldn't hear you at all. I had my phone on full blast on speaker, so no harm, no foul. But apologies. Yep. If anything, Wesley, you can text this number as well. So you can text me some of your comments, and I'll make sure to take a look at it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Just this comment he made in here didn't make any sense either. So I just this recent comment. So I don't know.
Hey,
yes, Cody, you mentioned the dial of destiny. Just to mention real quick, the dial, that's another circle symbol.
Yeah, that's the reason I was going to get to with that, because the dial of destiny, that's what I was thinking of when you started talking about the circle. Because in that movie, they have to find the two pieces of the dial and put them together, and then it completes the dial. And that's in the new Indiana Jones movie. So the first thing they do, though, is it's all about the Nazi regime, which is a big theme in that series. And of course, that's a big theme in general. I think it's always going back to Germans, man. But yeah, like the thing is that I just started watching that movie because Daniel Jones and kind of got down that rabbit hole. But yeah, the Dial of Destiny definitely puts me back of that cycle stuff. And what's interesting about that is the Colts logo is the upside down omega, which would be the end of the cycle in the Greek alphabet. So I always think of that when I think of like the omega symbol, and then the 24 letters in the Greek alphabet, which would be the 24. So that's something interesting to think about too. But I don't know. I just have this weird, interesting thing with the Colts this year and Daniel Jones and what they're doing someone in the chat even mentioned the coach of the Colts is Shane Steichen, which is SS. And Steichen is, I think, a German name. I'm pretty sure. So, but yeah, that's and there's a few other things I wanted to mention too fast, but I've forgotten them now. So I don't.
Well, shout out to Sojourn, Arizona, AZ for short, the Alpha and the Omega, right? Nice. Yeah, great contribution for sure. Yeah, Indiana Jones, aka Dan Jones, played by Harrison Ford. That's amazing, man. It's like as soon as we're talking about something pops up just top of mind, and next thing you know, yeah, it has a lot more connections than just what we thought.
Yeah, I said so. You could start with just one topic and then expand from there, because everything is such a web. If all you do was start on one topic and don't get distracted by, not that you have to address stories that come up, but hypothetically, if all you did was focus on one topic, you pretty much would expand into the full web eventually, because everything seems to be at least indirectly connected to everything else. I don't think it even matters at what point in the web you start. You'll eventually spread out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's amazing. No matter what you talk about, there'll be all these elements that tie into all these different other subjects you talked about.
That was kind of the interesting thing that I started noticing today with the spider stuff and the web symbolism, is that it really seems to be a symbol that's often overlooked, at least in this community. I don't think we talk enough about the web. I mean, every day we're on the web, the World Wide Web. So, and the spider symbolism and so just the fact that this was clearly coded into this whole thing, and all these events are clearly part of a web. Yeah, you could go off in so many directions, but it all has connections, and like it shows that there's more going on here than just man doing it too. That's what it also shows. But,
yeah, that's why I showed that architect. I think it's a very good analogy. Who knows? It all seems so conscious that there is some kind of consciousness that is controlling. Could be competing consciousnesses. There is some kind of consciousness controlling things, and to what end? To take advantage of people for entertainment? Is it for the soul to progress or something here? It's hard to say, but there's a consciousness, and that's actually why I like that architect archetype, which is what I started my movie with. I'm sorry, Decode.
Shout out the Enthused Dreams, a Charlie horse.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, man. Wow. Thank you for that addition. You know, I love that wordplay. Good one.
I had to with Rambo just talking. Would you share my screen real fast?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
With Rambo just talking about the architect, and then I was just talking about the web. And the reason I got on this Charlotte Web thing more is because I was, again, following WWE, which is always giving you clues. And this is what recently happened in the WWE. It's been the big story that these two couples are warring. And I don't know how well you can see it, but
that's right. AJ Lee and the love themes, the web.
So recently, the two wrestlers from Chicago, again, we got all this Chicago, Charlie Kirk from Chicago. This woman just debuted. She just returned after 10 years. Well, she was really famous back in the day. And her husband right here, CM Punk, who is also a big Chicago Cubs fan, he brought her back because they're fighting these two. You can't see them really well, but one of them is Seth Rollins and the other one is Becky Lynch. Seth Rollins is the architect, right? And look at what they're wearing on their shirts, Spider. And this is what really got me also like saying there's got to be a spider web thing here, because this just happened just at all the same time as this Charlie. She returned like just a few days before Charlie Kirk was shot. And she's known for wearing Chuck Taylors. You get it? Chuck.
Yep.
Chuck is Charles and Taylor is Tyler. So you had Tyler killed Charles, right?
That's why Charles Barkley is best known for his time with the Suns, Fire. And then you mentioned Chicago, which is known for the Great Chicago Fire. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, and this whole thing, yeah, is probably connected to the Chicago fire. But the Charlotte connection is there's a wrestler in the WWE named she calls herself the Queen, and she's named Charlotte. She's the daughter of Ric Flair. Ric Flair is the
Flair, huh?
Yeah, Ric Flair, the one who considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His daughter's named Charlotte, and she's known as the Queen. Well, Charlotte's the Queen City. Remember, the Queen had a spider on her casket when Charles became king. But another thing, just one last thing to go back around, is the Charlotte connection. Remember what was happening? Remember, Robert Redford just died. He was in the Sneakers movie. What was just happening right before the Paris event? The guy was stealing Jordans from Roman Reigns. And the guy who was also holding on to his sneakers, Paul Heyman, he was born on 9/11, which is the day the Sneakers movie come out. So I was talking about the sneakers. I didn't even get a chance to do a decode on it. But then now Robert Redford dies. And how does this all tie back? Well, Jordan from North Carolina. Right?
And
Jordan's the sneakers.
And the Charlotte Hornets drafted Kobe, who's the snake. We're in the year of the snake. Right? That's why I've been kind of hinting at, I'm working on a presentation of Like Mike, when the kid essentially time travels, right? The 12-year-old kid finds Jordan's shoes and starts playing in the NBA, right? So
yeah, so it all goes back to Jordan in a way, because Charlotte, that's him. That's his place. So like, and Jordan, don't forget, Jordan equals queen in gematria.
And doesn't Bill Belichick, isn't he dating a young woman named Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah. And someone in the chat just mentioned the movie Madam Web that came out a few years ago. And who plays Madam Web in that movie? That's what's her name, who just got big controversy with her commercial. What's her name now? Sydney Sweeney. She plays Madam Web. So yeah, there's so much to it, but it is. I just wanted to bring it back around to that Jordan stuff, because I know we've talked a lot about Michael Jordan and the sneakers, and the guy was just stealing the sneakers and all the Charlotte stuff. So yeah.
Apache Ghost said that they'll call in. We'll keep it tight, but got a thread I haven't heard before. We can keep it concise. So yeah, Apache, I don't know if you have the number, but just let me know in the chat if you don't, and I can put it up on the screen. Otherwise, oh my God, man, this is a lot. Quite a web. And I got a feeling we're just in a very small fraction of the overall web of what's going on.
Yeah, somebody in the chat's just telling me there's a show called Charlie the Spider. Now I got to look into that.
Someone also said that Charlie Kirk reminds me of Charlie Brown. But let me, here we go. Hey, is this Apache?
Nah, good.
No worries. How we doing?
Hey, I'm all right. Took a while for me to get through. What's up, RAMBO? What's up, KODI? RAMBO know who I am.
Can you guys? Oh, really quick. Hey, can you guys hear him? Okay.
Not so well, but
yeah, not so well. I know who it is, though. I know him.
Okay.
What's up, RAMBO?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
How's it going, man?
So, for KODI, you from Nathaniel? You from Indianapolis?
Am I from Indianapolis? Is that what he said?
You cut this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a delay.
I would say just mute the video you're watching, and then if anything, I can kind of help relay. But KODI was saying that he's not from Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. So that's just the team. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Ohio, but not far from
Real
Indy.
quick about that. Asking, does he know that on the Colts' first Super Bowl victory, they won Super Bowl V. That was the first Super Bowl after the merger. And they won with a guy named Johnny Unitas on the 21st lunar day. If anybody's familiar with lunology or moonology, whichever, then they know that the 21st lunar day is titled Horses.
Oh, man. And next year's the year of the horse.
Correct. So
The fire horse at that.
all the horse teams are undefeated except for the Broncos. They're 1-1.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's definitely worth taking into consideration for sure.
Well, that game the other day between the Broncos and Colts was 156 days.
Go back to listening, I guess. But yeah, it was good to get through, man. Wow.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you calling in. I got to get better with the whole call-in thing. Whether the last caller was a troll or not, I just want to be able to have the caller be able to hear both Rambo and Cody, so they can communicate with you guys. So I don't know, just some technical difficulties I got to work through, but really appreciate the call, man. That's an awesome observation for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell Rambo I got some more stuff for the whole Donnie Darko Back to the Future thing too. Whenever you ready, you got the number.
I can't wait, man. Yeah, ever since Rambo got me on to watching Donnie Darko, and I'm just blown away. I got to see the sequel. I didn't even know there was one until like last week. I doubt it's as good, but
no, I don't think it is because I didn't see it, but I'm saying from the standpoint, it wasn't made by the same person, the director Kelly. It was made entirely different. He doesn't even acknowledge the sequel.
Oh, geez. Okay, so maybe it's not even worth my time. I don't know.
Yeah, but that original, it was. I have to admit, it was Rambo that got me into it too, because I was kind of like, "Come on, man, what are we talking about here, Rambo?" Like, Back to the Future is a cultural, transcendent film. AFI top 100 in the archives. You name it, one of a kind film. And then you're gonna tell me that Donnie Darko is comparable. But he was right. I tell him, he's among, colleagues. Rambo was right. So, and I got more. He probably got it too. He just, he ain't gonna give it away yet.
No.
But, yeah. But it's all good. I'll let y'all get back to it, man.
Hey, we appreciate the call, man. Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right. God bless. Peace.
Yeah, that's a big U he brought up, the Unitas. There's the U. There's the big
Unite us. Sounds
Unite
like
us.
one
United.
world order. Yeah.
And of course, Trump and Charlie Kirk do the opposite. They're dividers. They're trying to start a civil war, basically. That's the opposite.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, Rambo, one last thing before we get off. I wanted to ask you what you thought after last week, what we talked about, and then on the day of Frank the Rabbit's birthday, you get this event. Like, we were talking for 2 weeks pretty much about this guy, and on his birthday, and that I didn't know if you already knew that, but that hit me after the fact. And then I was like, well, that was his birthday. And then his name even equals Charlie Kirk, I think. I think I found that his name even equals Charlie Kirk or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, I just thought that was crazy that we,
Yeah, I know that is amazing. But I would say the one thing what brings together Frank the Rabbit and Charlie Kirk, they're all connected to Donald Trump. It's Donnie Darko. It is about Donald Trump. It was set in 88. Now, the movie wasn't released in 88. It was released in 2001. Again, that's the address of the Subway sandwich. That little incident is not a little incident. That was a major ritual. That Subway sandwich. 2001 Subway. Well, that's the year that Donnie Darko was released, but it was set in 88. And all the numbers that he had written, the 28 days, 6 hours, all that stuff, that adds up to 88. So yeah, 88. It's all about Donald Trump. That's the Trump number. And that's what brings in Charlie Kirk and Donnie Darko. So I don't know if I really looked at that, we can just expand on these things. But I say the one common factor is Donald Trump.
Yeah. And their names even equal. Like, I was right. Their full names, James Edward Duvall, plays Frank, equals, and 2 ciphers equals Charles James Kirk. And 163, the 38th prime, like murder, death, killing. Just how perfect all that ended up being. And they even had the same name. They had the James. And that was the whole reason we stumbled across that, too, was the James. LeBron James elbowing the guy in the face from Detroit. And Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, you're right, Rambo. It's all going back to Trump and even Charlie Kirk's wife is born in '88, right? So.
Yeah, well, and Cody, don't forget about our stream yesterday, the scavenger hunt live stream, where I pointed out how the stabbing or the suspect in the stabbing story, he takes off his sweatshirt, and what's he wearing? He's wearing a Detroit Pistons shirt.
Yeah.
So, and I was kind of tying it into the Brotherhood of Death, the Bad Boys era with the Detroit Pistons with the Skull and Bones logos. But there you go. There's another Detroit kind of tying right back into this Donnie Darko stuff. I just put the phone number on the line. We do want to wrap this up soon, but this is for Apache. They were asking to call in with a brief observation or question. So the phone line is there for you, Apache. And then, we'll wrap things up. Unless I don't see the call come in within the next minute or two. But my God, we could do 10-hour live streams if we wanted to. But for the sake of time, we want to try to keep them as short and sweet as we can. But Apache says, cool, got to check out calling now. Cool. We're waiting for your call, brother or sister. Mojave says, boom, clap, Apache. Here we go. We got the call in, and we'll end it here, you guys. Hello, is this Apache?
Yes, it is.
How we doing? I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
I'm real good. You guys are the hottest thing going, man. I love this show. All of you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Anyway, I don't have anybody to talk about this stuff, but I've been coding for a long time, even gematria and everything. But one thing that I noticed when Cody was talking in his show earlier today, and he was talking about Robert Redford and stuff, which I was already making some sneakers connections the other day before Redford died, just like 2 days ago, with the director, which Cody noticed when he was looking at the wiki page, which I think it was the director, his name was Robinson. So I clicked on his movies, and it brought me to, I was kind of looking at Fletch because that was like a movie I remember as a kid, and it seemed like he had secret identities and all this. And I think the guy actually filmed that movie where Charlie Kirk was killed. But that's kind of the side point. The point that I was getting into was with Redford. When he was in the movie The Natural, he had a baseball bat with a lightning bolt on it, his homemade baseball bat. And there was also a lightning bolt on the tent where Charlie Kirk was, where it said, prove me wrong, he has lightning bolts around it.
Wow,
and then
yeah.
And then I was looking at the sniper's gun, and if you look closely at his gun, the scope and the stock of the gun basically have lightning scribes on it. You might be able to pull up actually all three pictures. A picture of the bat from the movie The Natural, the tent where Kirk was, which I think is symbolic also of the tabernacle, which means tent. And it's where they would do sacrifices outside the temple. And so he's, by Mormon temples, tabernacle, sacrificed, the blood. And so, but anyway, just the lightning bolt on the bat, the tent, and the gun.
Apache, holy smokes, man, that is incredible, especially with the big lightning ritual that went down of, opening game with the NFL season, the clock stopping at 4 minutes, 44 seconds, lightning equals 44, 44th birthday of Beyonce, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right. Barack. We basically, the lightning bolt at this point in the coder community is ubiquitous with Barack and the devil and all that. He felt like lightning from the heights. So anyway, man, but I don't mean to keep the show too long, but I'd love to collab with you guys sometime too, even on the backside.
100%. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram. That's a pretty quick and easy way to get in touch with me. You can also text this number. and I'll get the number as well, and we can always further collab on the back end, and or get you on the weekly show, or I could have you on, or Cody can have you on his channel. But brilliant observations, man. Seriously, thank you for adding. What I did end up doing, Cody Rambo, is I unplugged my microphone and I put my volume on full. So if you guys wanted to say anything, I'm hoping it'll now reverb into the phone. If there was anything else you guys wanted to add to observations.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's a great observation with the lightning bolt on the bat, and I would have probably missed that had he not said something. So, and I would have immediately thought, if I would have known that, about the lightning bolt on Kirk's tent. And so, yeah, the lightning bolt stuff and that thunderstorm, like you said, that started the NFL season, which was all about frequency as well, going back to the frequency stuff. But yeah, great observation, and yeah, love to collab more at some point.
Yeah, that was a great call. Great decode. The thing that stood out for me was the tabernacle and the tent, because I've been focusing on the tent because of circus. The circus is under a tent. He was under a tent. So I had to do the Kirk circus. But the tabernacle part, yeah, that's a kicker. Yeah. So it's even in the title of my video. It's the circle, the temple, and the U. So the whole thing about the temple, I mean, that was a great observation. I mean, I can't give him kudos enough. That really does solidify the decode. That gives me a solid connection of the tent to the temple, because I've already highlighted the temple as being one of the key, if not the key element. And it's more about, this is not the only temple. It's the temple. He talked about the Temple of Solomon. That was a great observation. The tent outside the temple for sacrifices. So I really thank him for that. Well, that was a big one for me.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, man. And I mean, I was jumping off of you when I saw those circuits, and then also I was thinking, the cycles, when you're like bicycle and cycles and wheels, and I was like, I never even thought of it that way before. I just thought that was cool. But also the circuit with like an electrical circuit, we're talking about lightning and stuff. But I mean, it was just too tight, man. With like literally the two sacrifices within days of each other, and the guy who was the killer. And then they're all just basically got attacked. And I mean, take a look at that gun again. Just like you'll see everything in it is zigzags. It's all that lightning bolts all over the gun. And it's not like he drew it. I mean, it's just inscribed in the gun. But I was taking a closer look at it. I was like, wait a second, did he draw those on there? But it's like lightning bolts all over it. But anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Like I said, would love to jam with you guys sometime. But I know I could riff with y'all. You're cool. And dig the show. Keep it up, guys. And good luck with you, Cody. Been thinking about you and all you're going through.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate you a lot, and look forward to collaborating with you at some point.
All right, cool. I'll let you go. I'll turn back on the show. Later, bro.
Thanks a lot, Apache. We appreciate you, man. We'll chat soon.
Cool.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, it was a great call.
Yeah, definitely. I guess one troll call or whatever the heck that was, followed up with some two very, very good calls. So, yeah, shout out to Apache. Coffee Girl says, yep, great call. Thanks, Apache. A lot of love to you, my friend. Thank you for the love and support. Means a lot. We are coming up very close on that 2-hour mark. So let's maybe round things up here. I don't really have anything else to add other than what was popping up in my head as we were collaborating today. I think some of the new things to start looking into is the movie Hunt for Red October, as well as Indiana Jones. Just with the hunting themes that I had been kind of looking into. Shout out to Mike, our little guest the small little blip to start off the show, sharing that commercial from PNC Bank. Make sure to check that out, you guys. Haven't seen much in the social media space pointing that out. But yeah, that one blew my mind. So it's probably one of my favorite shows so far. I'm always looking forward to Tuesday nights, and I think you guys know why at this point. So
I just want to say one real quick thing with the Red October. I did a date duration from the release of that movie to the beginning of October this month, just to see if there was like and it ends up being exactly 3 Jovian years, which is pretty hard to land on. And when I say Jovian, I mean Jupiter. And that's Zeus. That's lightning.
Oh man, dude.
So
And then the use of,
could you repeat that? What are 3 Jovian years apart?
So a Jovian year or Jupiter year.
No, I know what it is. I was saying, what are the 2 dates that you were connecting?
Oh, it was from the release of The Hunt for Red October to the beginning of October, the very first day of October.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. Thank you.
And that's the Jupiter year. There's 3 Jupiter years, and that's interesting because I've talked about before how Jupiter year is 4,333 days, which is kind of like they say the date that Jesus was crucified was 4/3/33. There's kind of that's the theory that, you know, the year 33 on 4/3. So there's something like that, like Jupiter, like he wore stripes, like Jupiter's a stripes planet. Jesus get the stripes. So yeah, there's that connection. But the Jupiter thing has been interesting because I've found some other Jupiter connections. So I don't know what that means, but it's definitely something to think about, considering we just talked about the lightning bolt as well.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, that lightning thing was a really big ritual outside of the 44s, but I mean, that coincides because lightning equals 44, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, great stuff, Cody. Thank you so much, man. Can you just give the chat just a final reminder where people can find you, brother?
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Again, you guys can find me over my YouTube channel, Decoding with Cody. And thanks for everyone who showed up on my stream tonight and on this stream. Been like a lot of hours of stream tonight, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. So then thanks to you, AJ, again for setting this up, and Rambo, thanks for going along with us. Appreciate you both. So
the feeling is mutual, Cody. Rambo, if you wouldn't mind taking us home, remind everybody where they can find you and support you, and if there's anything else you're working on for us to look out for.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I echo the sentiments of Cody and yourself. It's a great collaboration, great feedback from the audience, great callers, except for that one. I can't even judge him because I didn't hear him. But I don't know. It all made for a great show, and thanks, AJ. I'll say it for you're the one putting everything together. You're the one who reached out to everybody and put it on your platform, and then you deal with I know it's hard. It's easy to be a guest. It's hard to host. It is so. Thanks for all that you do. And reminder. Oh yeah, okay. Well, the video I'm doing now on Charlie Kirk, you saw the trailer to it. It should come out, I'll say, in 2 days, maybe a 25-minute video. But there's so much more to it. I'll also put up a recent Instagram post, an NFL post, if you want to see that. And yes, I'm on Instagram.com/thetruthcodes and on Patreon.com/thetruthcodes.
Well, thank you very much, Rambo, for the kind words. You know what? That's why we're a team, and that's why I feel so comfortable with you guys. I learn so much from you guys every single week. I fumbled the ball right out the gate. I was too excited. I couldn't hold on to the ball, and sure enough, Cody picked it up, took it into the end zone, and Rambo not only kicked the extra point, but we went for 2 instead, and then we handed it off to Rambo for more. So it was it was a very fun collab tonight, you guys. Like I said, Tuesday night's my favorite night of the week. Thank you guys so much, everybody in the chat. I'm not even going to rattle everybody off because we'd be here for another 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys next week. Who knows what's going to happen in the next week? I think that's why, we talked about this when we first started the stream. You never know. Like, with 7 days is a lot of time for a lot of things to happen, especially a week like this. So more to come. Really appreciate you guys. And I will close us out with my new favorite song. Until next time, you guys.
Grim bloke. 8-8-9-2. If you didn't know, forever exploring the interdimensional primordial. Historian moratorium, just hanging around, telling stories in the Hyperborean DeLorean.